What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with Next Gen NYC Season 1, Episode 4, Apology Not Included. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. Y'all make sure we're liking the video so I can stay in the algorithm of things. Okay? All right. Anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know that I'll be going live this Sunday on the Black Girls Den podcast, 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 Eastern Time. And we'll be going live talking about family and fiance and divorce sisters, y'all. So y'all got to come through this Sunday. I dropped the link over on my community page. So y'all just go ahead, get yourself notified, and I'm going to keep reminding y'all. So yeah, this will be my first time live, okay? I'm going to keep saying that, all right? Anyway, Next Gen NYC, all right? Here we go. So the episode starts with Charlie, y'all. He's sitting there rolling weed because he a 30-year-old rich bum, okay? I want to say those things happen and look like it's happening, okay? So Adriana and Hudson, they're looking at an apartment in Soho. Riley is on her DJ vibe. Gia and her mom are doing a podcast. That's just a little montage. Brooks and his family, you know, they're at a planetarium of some sort. He says wherever his mom and dad moves, wherever the kids are. Like, y'all, I've seen more of Seth and Meredith. I will say this, watching the parents on this show act like they got some sense is very refreshing to me. Because when we watch their shows, they act like they ain't got the sense God gave the Billy Goat. Okay? However that go. Anyway, Brooks feel like he don't have a social life or independence because his parents are always like, you know, coming in trying to get his friends and, you know, trying to build this relationship with his friends. And it's like, don't y'all have a whole house in Salt Lake City? Okay, listen, I'll go live in that house while y'all gone in Salt Lake City. Just don't call me in the wintertime, all right? Anyway, Charlie is with his dad and his dad's girlfriend. For some reason, y'all, did y'all notice how the girlfriend, Tala, whatever her name is, she looked checked out? Like, maybe maybe it's me, but she looked extremely checked out. I'm just saying, if you didn't watch it, go back and watch it again. But she just was like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, but she just looked checked out. And maybe that was just a production, like, you know, paying the camera to her at the wrong time. And she probably was just looking around. And I think with cameras and stuff, you kind of, maybe she was nervous. So I don't know, but she looked a little checked out to me. So Charlie's dad asked when will he find him an old lady. And his dad then proceeds to tell him, well, I feel sorry for you because you could never have an old lady like mine. All right. And for me, I just kind of feel like, well, but it looked like your old lady just kind of tolerate you, okay? Again, I could be wrong. So Charlie says that his dad usually says some effed up things, and he also kind of agrees that the apples don't fall too far from the tree, because we all know Charlie is every bit of his dad. So, y'all, the waiter came out. I just wanted to point this out. The waiter came out to bring everybody their food. And the dad was like, where is my lemon? And what do you say, the olive in my lemon? It looks like it's not here. Take this. I don't want this. And he was like, this food looks dry. And the way he flinged off the waiter, and I was like, so you just gonna go ahead and handle these people just like this, just real asshole-ish, like these same people that's back here fixing your food, these people that probably don't mind doing over your food. Y'all be nice to y'all wait staff, okay? Because I'm just saying. I've been a busser, but I've never done or saw anything of some sort. But I've heard stories on how what people do when they encounter a rude customer. I'm just saying, y'all just be nice and tip those people, okay? Anyway, Charlie, Charlie's dad definitely sons him at every turn. And I think Charlie internalizes that. They just have this weird relationship, and it's almost like Charlie's dad always trying to be in some type of competition, some type of unknown competition with Charlie. It's almost like, are you like secretly jealous of your son? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's so much conflict. It's so much there. Like, I told y'all, they need Jesus in Ayanla. Anyway, so Ava is on the phone with Dame Dash talking about the Charlie and Riley situation. And she basically tells Dame how Charlie kind of lashed out at her. And so Dame was like, so he got rough with you. Basically, he got rough with you. He got out of the way with you. And I'm thinking, Dame gonna have a conversation with Charlie. Okay? No. Dame, for me, was asking the right questions. And so he asked Ava, how is Charlie's relationship with his mom? Does Charlie actually like women? He also said that Charlie needs to really find self-love. Like, I think Charlie is probably so defeated, and I'm not taking up for Charlie. Charlie is a dummy. But at the same time, it's almost like he's currently was and still currently in an abusive relationship with his dad. Anyway, in the next scene, Georgia wants a man. We meet Omar, who runs a crypto company, and she said that their schedules are different, yada yada yada. Georgia is boring as a mother. Okay? I don't have a cactus, but a cactus have more life than whatever Georgia is bringing on this screen. Here we go. So Riley meets up with Adriana. They talk about, everything that happened in their car ride back from to NYC. And Brooke, I think it was Brooks that called Charlie and was trying to explain to him everything. Charlie didn't want to hear it. He wasn't interested or anything like that. So Ava took the phone, hung up. Because Ava said at that point, Charlie had been working on her nerves. And once they hung up the phone, they had a good time. And we find that Charlie is a common denominator. Whether he wants to or not, it's the energy that he carries that bring down these young people. And you're supposed to be the older one. And you sitting here acting real crazy. Because you ain't never deal with your emotional issues. Like, that's a problem. That's a problem. Like, you need to be some sort of, what they call it, y'all, the person that example, that you're supposed to be some sort of example, but you can't because you have your own stuff. So Adriana tells Riley, I have your back, and if Charlie think he gonna say something to you, he gonna have to go through me, yada yada yada. I really like the relationships with these young people. So Riley now is starting to question her relationship with Charlie, and I feel like, as you should. So not everybody, but Dylan, Georgia, Brooks, Charlie are on their way to his dad's house. So before that, Charlie dad's called him and was like, hey, are y'all on y'all way? So Charlie was waiting for everybody else to arrive so they can head out to his dad's. And even in that moment, he was like, it's going to take you an hour to get here. You haven't left yet. It's just like you're still trying to little boy this 30-year-old man. And just trying to constantly trying to exert his dominance over Charlie. And I just kind of feel like there's a part of me that feels like Charlie's dad don't respect him. And I want to say I said that. There's this lack of respect that Charlie dad has for him. And it seems like it gets worse and worse because his dad always have to pay for him or something. I don't know. So we find out that Adriana and Hudson got the apartment in Soho, which is $18,000 a month. I was like, hell no. You're like, y'all, can y'all young people afford that? I mean, I get that Hudson's family have what's the name of that? Zaxby's. Baby, this I cause that's a lot. Like, you have to be rich to be able to afford this. Anyway, so everybody heads over to Charlie's dad's house. Georgia tells everybody after 9/11 her dad was triggered from, the buildings crack, the Twin Tower situation, and somehow he kind of checked out. Her mom and dad were married. They both were attorneys. They both worked together they had their own private practice. And then once 9/11 happened, he checked out, went upstate, stayed there until he passed away. And so because of that, she's been in therapy for years. I want to say she's just now, not since last year, not in therapy. Charlie says him and his dad, when he was in high school, he was made to go to therapy. He said the therapist was really used as a mediator between them, teaching those two how to communicate, but we see how that goes. It didn't work out. They still have issues. Like, they had issues for years. This is years and years of unpacked trauma. Anyway, Adriana in the next scene is on the phone with her raggedy ass mama, because y'all know I don't see it for Kim. She tells, she shows her the apartment, and her mom starts to cry and get emotional about her moving, and everybody should be able, every young person, which I agree, should be able to explore the world and, see what they want, because it's so much bigger than that small place that, that one place that you've been at all your life. So, before she hangs up, she tells Kim, raggedy ass, tell Hudson, you better the next time I see you, it better be a ring. And I'm just like, girl, can you please stop pimping your daughter out to the highest bidder? Okay? You want her to have a big papa so bad. I'm sorry. So we get over to Charlie's dad's house. He says to Charlie, it's about time. Again, the nitpicking, the constant negativity. Like, his dad doesn't even know how to be nice. And it's hard to watch, like, how Charlie picks everybody apart, but the way his dad, like, really picks him apart is really, really sad. And y'all know I don't do Charlie, but I felt bad for him because of the way his dad picks him apart. It's insane. So Brooks realized how much Charlie and his dad are so much alike, and also how his dad and Seth are like night and day. And when I say Brooks, you might want to count your blessings, because it is one extreme and this is a total different extreme. Seth is trying to build a relationship, trying to be always, even on the show, trying to, get a relationship with Brooks, but Brooks is closer to Meredith. And he's trying. Seth is really, really trying. And so you see over here with Charlie and his dad, where they're just like night and day. Like, they just don't see it from one another, but they know how to maneuver, if that makes sense. They don't see it for one another. It seems like they don't see it for one another, but they know how to maneuver with one another. And they know how to spar, laugh it off, and just keep on walking as if that's not a thing. Like, I don't know. So Charlie's dad asked him about turning 30. Charlie doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to think about it. But it's like, sir, you're going to be 30. Deal with it. Okay? I just want y'all to know, when I turned 42, baby, I was happy because I'm still here. Like, baby, you got to count your blessings. So anyway, Georgia says she feels sad for Charlie, and she tells them how Charlie's dad has treated him. And then Charlie came back to the table and he was mad. He was like, my dad is pissing me off. He said he wants peace. But he, y'all, when I tell y'all this is so disturbing, Charlie said, he said, I want peace, but I probably won't get that until my dad pass away. Charlie, you need a therapist. You need some type of what they call it, not a therapist or self-help coach, like a life coach or something. I don't know. They'd have one for rich people, because your peace is your choice. You have to choose to be at peace, and you have to sometimes remove yourself from situations. And as I stated before, the reason your dad treats you like that is because he's paying for you. He's paying to treat you how he treats you. If you were independent and had your own, your dad would probably respect you more, even though your dad is a prick. But you don't want to get off your daddy nuts. I'm sorry, he don't. You want your daddy to constantly provide for you, because you probably feel like he has to. He does not. And I don't understand why the dad won't cut him off. But I feel like it's power. As long as I'm taking care of you, I have control over you and I have power over you. And that's where it starts. Probably that's where it stops. So Ava and Brooks, we're at Dame Dash OSG golfing event. And it's for teachers and, like principals, I want to say principals and vice principals in the, I want to say in the lower income, that teach at the lower income areas, I guess. So, we did not know this. Okay. Leon Talley, the fashion icon who passed away, is actually Ava's godfather. Baby. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Alright. Anyway, so Dame asked Seth if he smoked. And Seth was like, you talking about cigarettes or weed? Dame was like, I don't smoke weed. I just, when I tell y'all, Seth has been a key to me. Like, he's been a key to me. So we need these parentals. Okay, after we see Candy and Todd. Okay, after we see Candy and Todd, and I think that's gonna be next week, because Candy gonna ring Riley up about that $14,000 credit card. Girl, no ma'am. Anyway, Brooks tell Ava about the party over at Charlie's dad's house. And not the party, but just the dynamics between Charlie and his dad. And then he tells her that Charlie suggested that everybody in the car needed therapy, baby, except for him. He was like, I already had it. Sir, you are not done. Okay, you still got some work to do. Okay. I was like, okay, Charlie. Anyway, Ava said she was 8 when she started to get therapy, because that's when her mom and dad started the divorce. Brooks, this is another moment with Brooks where we cannot take him serious, but we should. Brooks thought that his house was haunted by elves. And because they thought he was seeing things, his mom and dad suggested and put him in therapy at a young age. He says he's not in therapy anymore, but we just want to highlight that Brooks was a strange kid. Anyway, so Georgia, we back on Georgia. Georgia is boring as a mother. She talks about these parties she wants to plan, and I don't know if she has one in mind, but she wanted to be fun, money, sexy, cool. She said if you wear heels, you can't come into the party. If you're wearing a suit, and if you're in finance. When I tell y'all, anyway, because I can't with Georgia. Ava meets up with Charlie. He texts her to tell her, he wanted to understand her and he wanted to apologize. This is where we say Riley was right, because Riley told Ava that Charlie sees both of them as two different black girls, black women. So we find out that Charlie and Riley actually talked, and he said he genuinely apologized to her, which we heard him say that. We saw him apologize to her. But we also understand that Charlie doesn't like to apologize, and his apologies are not true. And that Charlie is not emotionally aware. He's emotionally unavailable. Like, he's all of the things. So in the next scene, not the next scene, as he's talking to Ava, Charlie asks about Adriana, Hudson, and Gia, and then he asks about Adriana. And he said he will possibly sleep with her. Charlie, we're just pretty much tired of your overgrown ass trying to sleep with these young women. Go find a woman your age, please. Because you getting on our nerves at this point, okay? So, in the next scene, Adriana and Hudson meet with a fashion person for advice, and basically they need to do more groundwork. That's it. So everybody meets at a little club or whatever for Chloe's party. Ava tell Brooks what Charlie said about Adriana. Ava also tells, I forgot her name, the one that start with an E. M-Line is a clothing line. I forgot her name, but she tells her and Brooks that she don't think that Adriana is a fashionista. Well, Ava, since Leon Talley is your godfather, and you know these things about Adriana wanting to hop in the world of clothing, then this should have been your chance to kind of help out in a way, like where you're not coming off rude, but just offering assistance. Like, hey girl, if you need some help, let me know. Such and such was my godfather. He passed away. If you ever heard of him, I can connect you with his people. Like, it is a way you can actually do that. I just felt like Amara, that's her name. I felt like you could have offered up some advice instead of being critical about her being a fashionista. Then you're gonna say it was, you didn't mean it like that. You very well meant it like that. And I'm gonna say this: you're probably pissed off because even though you don't like Charlie, and even though you look at Charlie as your gay best friend, you're mad because he probably see it for another girl. Even though that's your gay best, you look at him as a gay best friend, or whatever you said. But I think that made you feel away. I'm sorry. I'm not wrong on this. So Ava is messy as a mother. Okay. So Imara says that Ava is being, it's messed up. Imara know people like Ava and how Ava is acting, and she was like, damn, she really just needs to be a good person, because Ava's not showing up like that. You showing up like a messy bitch. Okay. So the housewife kids, Riley, Adriana, and Gia, as Brooks, like, you've been sitting there the whole time, sitting there talking to Ava and them. Everybody's forming their little crowds and all of the things. What were y'all talking about? So Brooke said, listen, you put some liquor in me. You put a little liquor in me. If you put a little liquor in me, I might be able to squeeze out a little information. Okay? So they squeezed out some information. He told them what Ava said, and at this point Adriana is pissed. Y'all know she's pissed. So Brooks go over to tell Ava and Amara, you know, what was said, like what they were asking. And so Ava says in her confessional that Brooke should not have said it because it was not meant to be taken serious. Girl, you meant that. If you say that, if you say you said it, wait, what did it say? Stand on that, okay? So Adriana and Gia come sit next to Ava. Ava asks Adriana, "Hey, are you okay?" Adriana was like, "No, you okay? Okay." This is where the episode ended, y'all. When I tell y'all, Ava is getting messy. She's been messy. I've been meaning to clock that from that last episode. You a messy little, and just as much as everybody's trying to pin this bad guy thing on Charlie because it's easy to pin him as the bad guy, Ava is low key like that too. Because let's be clear, you've been around Charlie for some years. Charlie has been your friend for years, so you act just like him. And I kind of believe you may not want these housewife kids on here as well. Like, I don't know. It almost makes me feel like the heifers done came. They all came. The New York people came up with a pact. Like, but they reneged on it. Charlie is the only one standing in it. Okay. Anyway, that's it, y'all. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.